So I'm coming to you from my living room, sitting on the floor instead of my normal studio spot to show you this massive pile of stuff. It's a bunch of random old stuff that is from my apartment. For example, I have an old printer here, an old laptop of mine, some old hangers from a bunch of clothes I got rid of, an old picture frame, some old movie theater popcorn buckets. I have a desktop computer sitting over here. I have some old clothes. I have this old plastic container, and all this stuff has to go. In fact, this is the second, maybe third, massive pile of stuff that I've gotten rid of out of my apartment, and I want to tell you about that. So let's get rid of this stuff first. All of these items have a purpose. I bought them for a reason. I used them for a time or a season if I really wanted to rhyme. Oh my gosh, no, what have I done? I just rhymed season with reason and time with rhyme. Anyway, these things were useful. I bought them for a purpose. I used them for a length of time, but then I didn't get rid of them. I stopped using them, but I kept them. They cluttered up my office, my closet, my bedroom, my living room, my apartment, my life. And so I've been really feeling strongly about paring down, about cutting things out. I got really into Matt D'Avella on YouTube, who is a minimalist. He lives as kind of minimalistically as possible, which is kind of redundant. But minimalism, I think, gets a bad rap because it's a form of secular asceticism. Asceticism is the spiritual belief that suffering is good for you, that anything of the flesh, anything physical is bad. Having possessions is bad. Having money is bad. Having food is bad. So ascetics starve themselves, and if they feel tempted to do something wrong, they beat themselves with, a whip, or, like a simple example is to put a rubber band on your wrist and slap it anytime you get distracted or something. That's an ascetic behavior. But I came across this book. It's Essentialism by Greg McKeown. Let's get some focus in on there. Essentialism by Greg McKeown, and it was a great book. I devoured it while on a staff retreat a couple months ago. I think actually at this point it was just over a month ago. And to summarize, the premise is less but better. Fewer possessions, but keeping the things that mean the most. Fewer items on your to-do list, but keeping the most essential. Just fewer things in your life so that you can do them better, or just have better things. And so I'm really trying to live that out because I just don't want stuff. I don't want to be so busy going from one thing to the next, from one hobby to the next. I'm just overwhelmed with ideas and opportunities and things, and I'm cutting a lot of that out. That's the approach I'm taking to YouTube now, where instead of having all these different dozens of ideas where I can do cameras, computers, video games, vlogging, cooking, streaming, life skills, etc., I'm paring it down to vlogging and gaming. I'm just doing the best that I can to live out the subtitle of this book, The Disciplined Pursuit of Less. So I got rid of all that stuff. It's now gone from my apartment. It's not my responsibility. I've done the same thing at work, trying to pare down my responsibilities, delegate things that I don't feel are the best use of my time. I do the same thing at church, in my volunteering, and in any area that I'm a leader, any area that I have leadership, I'm paring back. So join me as I pursue essentialism and I try to keep things as simple as possible. I'll be vlogging more about this in the future as I read and study it more and incorporate it into more areas of my life. But if you want to know more about essentialism, let me know in the comments down below. If you want to know what else I'm reading, because I'm constantly reading. In fact, I just got a Kindle, as you know, and so I'm just doing lots of reading. If you want to know more about the books that I'm reading, leave those down below. If you like what you see, leave a thumbs up. And if you want to see anytime I get a new video, subscribe, hit the bell, and in the meantime, I will see you guys in the next video. Later, nerds.